Welcome back to the garage, my shop, the studio. Here I am removing the faces off the hard drive bays and numbering them carefully so I can return them to their exact location. Once I did that, I sanded up the edges so everything would be nice and clean and flat and ready for paint, but I did need to fill the edge seam so it would disappear. Here I am sanding flat the inside of each hole to hold the lens. And I'm also going to sand each hole itself just to clean it up, make sure everything is nice and pretty. As I go along, I like to dust a little bit because I don't want it to pile up too much and deal with it. Here I am hand sanding the quarter round edges and the ends, and I'm palm sanding with the electric palm sander the faces of all 14 of them. Now I'm cleaning up the edges and I'm doing a quarter round on the box on each end, just like the faces. It really adds a nice detail and softens up the look. And I carefully dust everything off because now it's painting time. I'm going to hand paint all 14 faces twice so I can get a very particular look. This was really important to me to take the time to do this because I wanted that texture, and I wanted the texture different than the texture that goes on the actual box itself. And by using a roller, I get a different texture than hand painting. Plus, the roller makes it go a little faster, and also I only have to do one coat with the roller because it does a much better job of doing an even coat. So that helped out with time. I waited a while, and once the faces were dry completely, I went ahead and did the second coat and made real careful that I made the strokes all in one direction and perpendicular to each other. Real important. Now I knew I was going to have to wait a day and let this really dry out before I did the next step, so that's what I did. Now I'm back the next day and I'm installing what I call the lenses. These hold the lights in place and direct the light straight out the front of the face. There's a little story behind each one of these, and I'll go into that as a real short process video. Now I'm putting the faces back on in their order, and then numbers really help because it just made the process go by really quick and accurate. Now I am installing the lights. I bought these permanent outdoor lights because they had an app that lets you control the tempo, speed, color of the lights themselves. And I used this really strong double stick tape to put each light on the back of the lenses. But the lights came in lengths of 12 lights and I needed 14, so I had to splice some lights on to each group. I had to do that for all of them, but luckily the single row bays had 7 lights, so that means that I had 5 lights left over that I could use to splice together. Now I am connecting the two boxes together, and there you go. Once it's turned, you'll see that all the lights are now flashing. I was very excited about that. That was a great day.